There we go. Now I'm recording. Hello, hello, and welcome. I am Jeanette, and this is Susan. And today, Susan is here because Susan has found out she has osteoporosis, and there are things that she is allowed to do and things that she is not allowed to do. So with the yoga practice, she has asked me to help her, and then we decided to record this so that it could be accessible to you. And just so that you know, I am not a physician, I am not a therapist or anything like that. I will just coach you through movements that have been approved for Susan. So you should always go through your physician and make sure things are approved to you. But one of the things that they say for osteoporosis is that you need to do weight-bearing exercises. And yoga is weight-bearing. So we are using her own body weight today. And today's little segment, which we're going to try to stick to about 10 minutes, is going to be focused on strength. So how to build strength when you have osteoporosis in a safe way. All right. So this is for Susan's little strength routine, and you can borrow it for you. So Susan, we're going to start working through with a chair pose. And chair pose is a great pose because it does build strength, but it also kind of activates a little hip movement and flexibility and all that stuff. So for this segment today, we are doing several things. And one of the things we're going to do, you might need a use of blocks, maybe little blankets or towels or a pillow. So just put everything close by. Okay, towel or blanket, beach towel, a couple of blocks. And of course, you always have the wall handy if you'd like. So from here, we're going to move towards the front of the mat, and we're going to anchor. With yoga, we try to anchor through the four corners of the feet, and that would be, and I'm going to use my foot for this one, the mound of the big toe, the mound of the pinky toe, the inner and the outer heel. So if Susan looks down, and she's been with me for so long, she already knows that she does this. She lengthens and separates her toes so that she could see the color of her mat in between her toes. That right there sets her foundation. Now, Susan has been practicing for a while, so she likes to bring her feet closer together, but some people like their feet farther apart, and that's okay as well. So from here, we start in what we call mountain pose, right? Mountain pose, her feet are grounded, like I just mentioned. Her knees kind of get squeezed a little bit because the moment you squeeze your knee, it activates the front of your legs. Your belly draws in. The moment you do that, the back lengthens. So she's drawing in through the belly. She's lengthening through the back. And then her shoulders relax. And she relaxes her shoulders, but she kind of wakes up the back body so that she avoids the rounded feeling. She's nice. She's got great posture, but really you want your ears kind of aligned with your shoulders, right? Shifting your head back. So from here, just stand in mountain pose, take a couple of breaths in through the nose, and then out through the nose. Let's do that again. In through the nose, out through the nose. Now we're going to start to create movement with it. So in through the nose, reach your arms all the way out and over your head. And maybe when you look or when you reach up, if it's okay with your neck, and this is personal, you can try to look up. If it hurts your neck, then you don't do it. And then as you exhale, bring your hands towards your heart. Good. So length the breath with it. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach your arms out. Maybe bring the palms together. Again, she can look up, so she will. Hands to the heart, exhale. Once more, inhale, reach the arms up. And then as you exhale, palms to the heart. From here, she's going to bend at her knees and pretend she's sitting in a little stool. So as she sits back, she's going to bend to her degree, completely different than yours. All right, flexing the knees, but maintaining that mountain spine. Okay, hands can stay here or they can go to her waist. right? Or the arms can come forward, right? Now I'm going to start to give her a little dynamic movement because it's going to help her focus a little bit more on the strength. Her arms will come up on the inhale, and then as she exhales, the arms will come back and by the hips. And then again, inhale, she'll reach the arms up. Exhale, she'll reach the arms down, and we'll do 3 more like that, all right? And her legs might be on fire a little bit. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale the arms down, and this is your last one. Inhale, reach up, lengthen the knees now. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. So now I'm going to show you a second way to build strength doing chair using the wall. So you're going to come over here with me, and you're going to move onto the wall, and you're going to put your back on the wall like this. And then you're going to separate your feet away from the wall a little bit, and you're going to come into chair against the wall. Yeah, so you're going to walk the feet out a little bit because you want your knees to be happy. So at any point if the knees hurt, then you can move your legs so it works for you. I'm going to move my camera here a little bit. Yeah. Good. So the arms, she's got the arms out. Now she can bring the arms up. How is it feeling? On fire. And then bring the arms back down. Good. Stand up, shake your little legs out. Do you feel that strength? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do it one more time, but we're going to put a block in between your thighs now. And the purpose of the block is by bringing the block in between the thighs and drawing everything inward, you fire the belly a little bit. So you create strength in the core, not just in the legs. All right, so same idea. Separate the feet enough, hug the little block, and she comes down just as much as she's okay coming down. Good. And then she can take the arms maybe back a little bit, bring the arms down. And if you've got enough going on, your hands can stay close to you by your chest. Good. And then you'll take one more big inhale. So you can stay here, 1 breath, 3 breaths, 5 breaths, and then come out. Good. Shake it off. That was strength for the legs. Good. So we took it from the mat to the wall. All right, we're going to come back, and our second posture we're going to work on is plank pose. For plank, a lot of times with our little frail bones, the kneecaps get hurt, they get fractured, they get hurt. So please pad your knees. She's padding her knees with a blanket. You can pad your knees. If you have a second mat, you can always get the mat and just fold it as much as you want, just to create extra padding, okay? So for plank pose, plank looks a lot like a push-up, right? So she is on her knees, her belly is drawing in, right? And then her wrists are under her shoulders and her fingers point forward, right? So she's modified here. If she wanted to, and she's able to do this, so I'm just going to have her show you how she does it. She can lift her knees off the mat. Her hips are aligned with her shoulders and her knees are off the mat, right? So you can put your knees back on the mat and then stand on your knees for a minute so that we can take care of your wrists. So go ahead and roll the wrist. Okay, so here's my second point. We're protecting the knees. To protect the wrists, you can get 2 little hand towels, and she's able to put the base of her palm on the towel, and then her fingers and her thumb will come off the towel, and that little support takes pressure off the wrist. So you can try that. See if you like that, actually. I know your wrists are not uncomfortable, but feels good? Okay, so now she's supported with the knees, supported with her little wrists, okay? And now she's maintaining a nice stacked shoulders. Her finger pads connect to the mat and her belly draws in. Elbows point back. inner elbows point forward. And then the whole idea is just like when we were doing mountain pose, she wants to have that long spine. So her head doesn't drop and she looks down. She actually should be looking slightly in front of her mat so that her spine stays long. So staying here is perfect. Dropping down towards the belly in what we call a reverse plank, coming all the way down. She softens and she's here. Then from here, she can take an inhale, stay down, take an exhale, stay down, and then she can press right back onto child's pose. And that's where her knees are on the mat, big toes together, and she sets back. Okay, and then she takes care of her wrists. So she might say, ooh, let me bring my hands up and move my little wrists. Okay, I'm gonna show you one more option you can do for plank pose, which builds strength, okay? So here we go again. You're gonna come back into plank. And we have not rehearsed this, so we'll see. This is, we're doing this very organic. So you're gonna look just slightly forward of your mat, okay? And then what she's gonna work on is same idea, but now she's gonna work on coming off the right hand and bringing that right hand to the left shoulder, and then bringing the right hand down, and then bringing the left hand to the right shoulder and bringing the hand down, right? So right to left, left to right. While she does this, yes, while she does this, she is building strength. She's putting all this energy and strength on that right arm, and then she switches, and then she builds and puts all that strength on the other arm, and then she switches, right? So building a lot of upper body strength. With the chair, we were doing the other thing. Come back to child's pose. Take care of your little wrists, and now I'm gonna show you a way to do it on the wall. Okay, so come up, and we'll use the same wall again, and you're gonna pretend you're doing plank on the wall. Yes. So remember, point your elbows back. In this case, your elbows point down. Your inner elbows point forward. And just like if this is your mat, you're looking just ahead of your mat, just like right there. Take your inhale like that. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows a little bit. Yes. And then press. Good. Now your hands are a little wider, so bring your hands a little closer together, just like if you're on your mat, and point your elbows back. And then lower a little bit. So bend your elbows a little bit, and then press back out. Good. Do that 2 more times. And then I'm having you have the hands here, but maybe it feels better for your hands to be lower. So this is where you explore at home or here. Yeah? Lower, does that feel better? Much better? Good. And then press. Now she can continue to do that. She can actually come onto her tippy toes and do the same thing on her tippy toes. Little dips and press. And then be very aware of what your shoulders are doing. Make sure you're not hunching your shoulders. So just lengthen your shoulders so your neck feels good. Do that a few more times if you want, unless you want to ignore me. And then, yeah, then she can come back down, let it go, shake it off, roll the wrists. And I think for now, that's good. Good for strength. You worked on the lower body strength and you worked on the upper body strength. So try that. Nice, safe little things you can do to help you strengthen and use some of your own weight bearing to get stronger with the practice of yoga. Thanks for tuning in. Say bye, Susan.